Your applause is very kind, but I fear a bit premature, because since we were last here, the whole world has gone wrong. And in order to reflect that doom and despondency, we obviously had to make some changes in this series. So coming up now
is what we've all been waiting for. Man versus CNC.
All right, well.
Slap her on here.
Well, this is the one that I already did manual.
Run and gun.
I did this one manual, and I thought, hey, why do 2 more manual when I can race against the machine? So I kept track of how long it took me to make this. I'm not going to tell you, but I will reveal it in the video. It took me about to film and template route the one leg.
So when we had that conversation yesterday about like doing a race, you already had known that you timed yourself?
I mean, Tour de France has how many stages, Chris? 22, some of which are timed each other.
Why didn't you just say yesterday, oh, I timed myself? Instead of making me sit there and like ramble about this whole, I want to do this timed thing where we race the machine, and you were like, and I'm looking like an idiot. My only point in this whole conversation is you sat there knowing you had timed it, and you let me just ramble and ramble, look like an idiot in front of Chris, now in front of the whole audience.
While Shaun continues to ramble, we can see Chris, in the past, take the templates to the rough legs. He attaches each one to use as a guide for the router. It's like the world's most boring racetrack.
Then does your time of template writing that include all the camera work you did?
No, I'll just count the like routing that I did.
And you can delete from that time the camera switching time.
Yes. First, let's get some fences set up.
Okay.
Brother.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what takes a long time with CNC.
Right.
So I could already be trimming.
Now we can see Chris clearly pulling ahead. He's manually routing like a madman.
It's gonna really suck when we mess this up, and then
That's the other problem with CNC is
we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, man, but at this point I'm already done with the first one.
See how hard it is to strap them down. I'll go convert the file.
Okay.
So.
And I'm over there now. I'm on my third leg.
I'm cutting an extra leg at this point. So edit. Isn't there, oh, here we go. That's right.
Yep.
We just want to mark this just so that we know where to position the bit.
Yeah. Now go this way. Keep going. One more. Do a smaller. Go, 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 go. Okay.
Give her the beans.
Yep.
Okay, so it's definitely cutting here.
That looks good. I think it's gonna miss a little bit up there.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we just tick it up.
yeah.
So let's try that first, and we'll run another
Yeah.
pass, and then Shaun's on his 12th leg.
As the boys fumble around with the monstrosity, past Chris looks fully in control. Much like Tom Cruise on our test track, or Beyoncé during her 2008 Single Ladies tour. Let us go back to the woodshop and see if the boys can get their act together.
Okay, attached, spindle on, spindle on. I think it's good, let it go. Oh, I was like, why is it going so slow? I'm here ready to hit pause. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm okay with that.
Press the X.
I did. Oh, I pushed pause.
That's not what we wanted to do.
We're gonna have to reset it up.
We didn't even think about this.
What?
Obviously.
Oh, it hit?
Yeah, the call it is hitting.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Every time Shaun and I CNC anything, user error rears its head. That has happened again. We didn't think about the fact that this is such a deep cut that the bit was only protruding out of the collet by, an inch or something. So if you come right here, you can see where it dug into the wood. So we couldn't keep cutting because now it's like this part of the router, can you see that, is hitting the wood. Luckily, it doesn't matter for this because we're gonna do a big inside bevel, so all that material is gonna get removed, so we didn't ruin the piece. But we'll have to adjust that for the next. We should have thought about that going in, and we'll have to adjust it before we cut the next one. Good?
Give it a little tap.
Mistakes aside, you can now see the sheer speed of the CNC. It's like a Ferrari versus a rusted out Vauxhall that, year after year, gets worse and worse. It can barely pass the MOT, and when it does, no one wants it. The technicians send it off to Gibraltar, and even they don't want it, and then they send it. Well, you get the idea. Now, let's go meet the boys in the office to discuss the results.
Our take on CNCing
Chris and Shaun's take.
Template routing. All right, so obviously filming makes it very different. It took me about an hour to film and template route the one leg. Obviously, if I was routing all three, I would not need to continue filming because it would be redundant. So I would say it would take me to just route it 40 minutes start to finish.
Each one?
Yeah, by the time you change the bits and do everything, tape on the template, and a human's gonna be somewhere between 25 minutes if you're just going routing through it, and if you're real slow, it'll take you an hour.
I guess in both cases, there's like a setup time on the first, like with anything you do, the first one, you're figuring it out, then you kind of go to town after that.
Like you're gonna have to reattach the templates.
But, I mean, what I would do is I would template bit all of them.
Then swap out the bit. Yeah.
But okay, if I set my template bit to 0, I can do 4 clicks on the little turret to get down as far as I need. And so you kind of figure that out on the first one, and then the next
slightly
2,
faster on the others.
Yeah.
So if you're only doing one of them, you do it manually.
Right.
Because that's gonna be faster.
Right.
There's a break point somewhere, but essentially the more you do, the setup time becomes negligible.
Right.
Like if you were cutting 100 of these because you're mass producing it, then the setup time means nothing in the grand scheme of it. So then if you just say, okay, just time of routing, let's take out all the setup time of manually doing it, you're gonna spend 15 to 20 minutes of just like routing each leg manually, and about 7 minutes doing it on the machine.
There's no doubt that just the pure cutting time is, of course, going to be quicker on a CNC machine.
Right.
But the whole man versus machine thing, I know we have trouble with CNC machines.
Yeah, we're bad CNCers.
And I'm good at template routing. I've done it a million times.
Right.
For a one-time thing of 3 parts, I'm going to definitely just do it by hand.
Like obviously we've gotten better. Like I've gotten better and more comfortable with it. But it's not like every day I come in and use the CNC. No. It's, once or twice a month. And that's like just not enough to like get fully comfortable with it.
Every time I have to go into Fusion and create a tool path or something, I relearn the whole settings and everything. And
I think at one point I was even thinking while it was running that I was like, yeah, we're getting better at this. Like we kind of thought of like, oh, we got to adjust the tool path and it looks good. Okay, let's run it. And then we didn't think to lower the bit enough because we're not used to cutting pieces that are that thick. We're used to cutting plywood on it.
Yeah, it was an easy thing to overlook, but if we were better at CNC, there's a checklist whenever you do certain things or whatever. If you're a mechanic, when you change the oil, drain plug, oil filter, cap, there's all the things you check before you're done. If we were seasoned CNC users, it would be
bit protruding enough?
Yeah, length of cut, there's all these things and we just don't know that stuff.
It's just enough that we're not thinking of every little thing until it goes, we're like, oh, we didn't lower. We have a lot of user error. If every time you walked out there, you set it up and you hit it and it was perfect, you'd be like, I got to do more of this. This is way easier than working. Right now, I'm feeling pretty good.
Really?
I'm like, God, that cut good. Like those came out good, other than that we messed up the one thing.
I know the other way too well.
You're just so comfortable with the other way that I'll just do this.
That's my comfort zone.
I mean, I'm more comfortable with the other way too, so.
Anyway, all that remains now is for us to say thank you for watching.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much for watching. And, well, goodbye.
Goodbye.